Hey everyone, welcome back. Now on to week 12 of the Tiger Tank diorama, and this week there was some kind of hectic decision making, not hectic decision making need to be done, but trying to figure things out how I was going to go about it. And what I mean by that is, the first week I get started on the base and teaching about the sculptor mode and all that, and then the more I got looking at it, I wasn't sure, so took a couple of building pieces and a couple of the troops, and then I put the tiger. And what was bothering me was there was too much empty space in the story. I mean, what I mean by that is the one tiger tank and the soldiers and the building just wasn't enough. I didn't have enough going on to help tell the story the way my client and I would like to. So what I did is I took a picture of all that and I sent it to my client and I said, hey, I really, I love this space, but one, do you still want me to use it as big as it is? Two, if you don't, you want me to make the diorama smaller, because like I said, with the troops and all that, there just wasn't enough story. And I said, if you'd like to keep the base, how about I have a T.B.I 135th early production tiger tank. And my client, being the wonderful client he is, says, hey, do what you think's best. I trust your eye. So I said, okay, well, I'm going to give you this tiger tank, and we're going to make sure this urban war scene, winter war scene looks great. So that's what I did. I started going through doing pre-builds and sub-builds and all that, and yeah, so a lot of the week was just, there's some things I could put on camera like I did with the sculptor mold and showed some of the things with the sub-assemblies, but just wasn't enough. Ooh, more paint. So I decided I'm going to leave it with you guys. Y'all decide. On Fridays, because I've been getting a lot of questions on things I do, and I try to answer them, I decided that Monday through Thursday, kit build, client build, person, whatever. And then on Friday, if I don't have anything really need to go together or do, I wanted to start showing you guys how I do certain things. And the one big question I got from last week's video was, where did you find those templates? Where did what are these? What are these? How did you do that? What colors did you use? And so now on Fridays, I'm going to take questions from you guys, what I should do on Friday, but I want to start showing you guys how I do certain things. So this Friday, I did the detail painting like I did on the Galactica, and then if you guys seen, I do on the starships, but I broke it down and showed how I go about it and how I look at it, and I share all that with you. So guys, let me know what you think about that, and if you'd like to see that continue. Because like I said, if there's not much going on with the kid on Friday, I'm at a point where I gotta pause or am waiting for something to dry or be done. I was thinking I'd start showing these things that I do, and so let me know. Okay. So with that, if you are new to my channel, please click on the subscriber button, click on the little bell, and you'll know every time I upload a video. And I thank you all for watching my channel, being a part of this channel. It's very humbling and very heartwarming to me. So thank you. With that, if you have a question on something I did in the video, or if you go more into it, or what I'm going to do on Fridays, but hey, Buck, can you do a video or incorporate that in your video of how you did this? Or if you put in the comment section, as well as, hey Buck, great job, hey Buck, okay, or hey Buck, what the heck were you thinking? Put that in the comment section. I usually answer within 12 to 24 hours. So with that, let's get to the studio and see what happened. Well, good Tuesday morning, and back. Yes. First, I know in the last video I said, oh yeah, I'm going to get this base finished for the Galactica, and well, it warmed up very nice. So one, I had a bunch of yard work to try to get from all the snow and dead now that it's all melted and starting to dry out. So I did some yard work. But also when I came down to get the base that I was making for Galactica, I saw that I had a Pegasus too. And if you guys remember, Galactica was the model that brought me back into this awesome hobby and craft, and love it. And the Pegasus was the first model I ever lighted, and I will share that when I get ready to do it. But what I want to do is create that scene where let me kind of get my hands out here a little bit, where the Galactica is like, this is Galactica and this is the Pegasus, or and I want to create that scene because I really love that that scene when both the ladies were together. So I'm going to be doing the Pegasus again, not yet, but I will be doing that here soon. So Galactica is nice and safely wrapped and put away for now. Also, I had a special request from a subscriber, a good friend, dear friend, you're all dear friends, to go more over the paints that I used and the texturing. So here, while I'm getting things going with the base, as they're dry, I'll come back and I'll put that in there. First things first is I'm going to do weathering, a little bit more weathering, and I'll show you a good stain that I have that I don't use much of, but I love it. And then I'll move the camera and we'll go over to the base, because I've already got the streets laid out and I got that all in. And now I need to create the sidewalks and the base for the building, the foundation. So here in a bit, and I'm going to use Sculptamo, not really going. I really love that stuff. It's just really great for dioramas and stuff. But yeah, so I'll move the camera and we'll go to that. But first, let's talk about this. This is all right. So these have been glossed and clear coated, and this time I'm using the Vallejo Model Wash, which is a dark gray, which I really like it. It's almost more black than gray, but it's very dark. So, and as you can see, that's dark gray. Okay. So with this one, it's kind of the same way when I use the panel line from T.B.I. I want to get this loaded, and then all I'm going to do is get this and start wiping down. I just want to, I want to make sure that this is starting to look a little crummy, a little agey, and I'm sorry about the glare. Let me see if I can fix that exposure looking at the camera. Let's see, let's darken you. Okay, let me try that. And the gray stuff, this is, I want this, and yeah, sometimes I'll just go crazy, but with this one I don't want it to dry. I want it just to get into where I want the detail. And here, you can actually, let me go back to this. Shoot. Man, I've got to get a better light. More of a light. Wow. Alright, there. Let's try that. So, as you can see, it's starting to fill in. And give me a couple seconds, I'll be back. Let me adjust the camera a little bit and see if I can get back into that good angle. Be right back. Okay, it's a better now, and I'm sorry if it, because of the way these lights love to do, is now I'm just, like I said, I'm just adding that detail. And I mean, the T.B.I panel line accent's great on a lot of things. I do love it, trust me on that. I love that stuff. But there are sometimes when the panel line accent doesn't really do what I want on some things. So, and again, and you don't have to be methodical with it. You just, don't, just put it on there. And when you do build like this, or you do anything like this, as you see me do, do what makes you, do it how you want. Do the detail, the color, when it talks to you, what the kit is saying to you. are the part. So come up here, and I'm not going to wipe probably on this where the damage and stuff is. I really do want that burned out, messy look, and we'll get there. Okay, come on now. Okay, maybe down here a little bit more, but yeah. So now I'm going to turn it over, and then, remember guys, this is the side that I did the bricks and all that that I made out. So, and might just, and yeah, that's why I love just the things we can do now. It's amazing. And then, like I said, I just kind of wipe it down. I don't go crazy because I want that oh my god, what's going on here look, you know. Okay, that's good. Let me go back over that one on the bigger piece with the brown and not so dark. Maybe you guys will get to see that a little better. So again, I just taken my brush and just kind of, I get a little bit down and then I, you know, I'm not, like I said, I'm not trying to remove it all. I just, you know, I want to give that effect. Just kind of like so. So let me get always one of the biggest things I have in my studio is always paper towels. My gosh, I should buy stock in paper towel companies because dang it, I go through them. My wife is okay with me sometimes getting, you know, because I'll go through more paper towels than a lot. I go through a lot of paper towels, trust me. And so, okay, let's go back here and get you some more love. So yes, I do, like I said, I love to talk. Or talk to my kids while I'm working on these builds. That one. Oop. Let's try this. There we go. Sorry guys, I'm mumbling. Mumble. Yeah, I know. Alright. Just there. And let's do that. And now I'm going to do the backside. And this dries pretty quick and pretty good. But as you can see, it definitely does like to pick up the cloth, and that's fine because I can go back and look and say, okay, well, let me get that worked out. And then, like I said, I just trying to create that more grunge look. Sometimes when I do it, you see I hit areas again, I'm going, okay, why didn't I get that better? So, okay. Alrighty, and let me zoom out here, because you know me. Sorry guys. I like that. It looks a lot better. And it looks very, very well what I was looking for. And getting that distressed, aged look. So that's going to sit there. I'm going to let these guys get dry. And right there. And let me get stuff moved around and I'll show you about the base. What I'm going to do with the base. So give me a few minutes to reset the camera. Okay. I'm really gonna have this version is really neat. The early version. One, it to me, I actually did regarding doing the modification to the intake pipes, and you get to use lovely fabric, so that's going to be awesome. Can't wait to put that on there. Also, they added different paint schemes, different types. So the first one is from the it's tank number 213. It was in Russia in 1944. Then there was another one, Russia, October 1943. Tanzania, 1943. This one, Russia, 1943, and this also Russia, January 1944. So, and oh, sorry, forgot. And then just an overall tank number S33, Panzer Division, version B. Really liking it. So there's some great ideas to help do that. With this early kit, or the early version that T.B.I did, they also included the photo etch, which is going to be great. And yeah, there's just the biggest thing I like about this one, because you know I put those treads on, and I wish I hadn't enough to do it again. But also, sorry guys, just kind of moving things around here. Also, what I really liked is when they did the track, it's flexible. I mean, it just does what it should. It's flexible, it's neat, it's awesome. So yay. And then yes, the flat. And then again, just like when I did the mid to late version, they're pretty much basically the same for a lot of things except the intake. And you get to do a lot of extra detail of that. So that's what's going to be fun. But for the most part, it's up until the little extra details that are on this one and not on the mid and late. That's what's going to make this really neat, and it's going to give that good version, because even the earlier versions were still being used throughout the war, even with the next rounds of the Tigers coming out. So yay. So yeah, right now I'm going to go ahead and start doing pre-building and get this going, because like I said, I got to wait on the sculptor mold to finish drying so I can get it sanded down more into scale. And yeah, so that's where I'm at right now, guys. Because I've already done one Tiger, hopefully I can get this one done pretty quick and still stay on completion here in 2 weeks is what I'm shooting for, to have it all done. So keep my fingers crossed. But yeah, let me get the pre-building done, and I will show you what it looks like. So see you in a little bit. Good Thursday morning, and still getting back to work on getting the pre-building done. So I've got the chassis all done. I've got these, and then yes, I'm adding some photo etch. Some photo etch is good. Some is like, oh my gosh, you want me to do what? And let me see if I can share that with you. So there is, just like this right here, there's a lot of little hitches you got to build and all that, and I'm just, honestly, I love it, but some of it's like, I mean, you look at the size of this, and then you look at all these littles, and I'm still thinking about it, picking and choosing which photo etch I want to do to help enhance. Like I've added these and that, so I'm still working on the photo etch part, especially the small ones here. Let me see if I can share this with you. Okay, yeah, that's just one little piece of photo etch, and it goes to this when I put it on. So if I want to do it, yeah, I haven't decided yet. Haven't really decided yet, so I'm still thinking about that. So, but yes, getting the pre-builds done, getting things added to where I can so I can paint. I got all the wheels done, and now I'm working on stuff for back here and getting things separated. Pre-building should be done today, and when I do the photo etch, I'll come back and share with you guys some of that. But that's gonna stay there. But I want to show you some. I started using this plastic plastic weld. It's really nice because it's, you know, it's liquid, and you don't. I use CA too, but I like for these smaller things. I can take this little brush and just dip it in there, and then just move, you know, put it where I need to. So let me kind of share that with you. So I've got these guys done, and they go right there. So, well, actually, let me do one other thing. Sorry, guys. I just got to look and see what can go where first. F37. Okay. Sorry, my other thing was talking to me. And then you go what way? Wow. Okay. Alright. So, here is this piece, and tweezers do help a lot when doing this. So, all I'm going to do is, you pick this back up. I'm going to dip this in here, and then where I know it's going to glue, I'm going to give it a good little bit of help. Make sure you put the cap back on, because trust me, guys, there was, I started with this stuff and I forgot to put the cap back on, and yeah, that kind of went bye-bye. Okay, so, well, come on now, get in there, do what you're supposed to. Yeah, sometimes this stuff just, you know. Now, here's the other great thing about this. So I put a little bit in there, but now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go around the edge of that just to clear it up, and then if you know you brush too much, this can be sanded down pretty good. That's the great thing. Once it's dry, I can sand it down if I make a mess. But there's that one. And then when I do bigger parts, like, you know, these parts, these here, sorry, camera, I use the CA for it, so let's do that. And because the CA will help it get secure really good, really fast. Now the other thing I'm doing is just making sure they're properly where they need to be, you know, straight up and down. And let's go ahead and get you on. Okay, and again, when I put it on, make sure you're looking at how it's setting, because that does make a difference. So you want it up and down, so, or 12 to 6. So there is that. Alright, oops, dang it. I hate when that happens. Sometimes photo etch, especially parts like this, just are a pain in the behind to keep together. So, alright, let me get some things moved around and I'll come back and I'll show you that photo etch. I got a little piece off, and I'm going to show you that. Let me see if I can get this so you can see it, guys. Come on now. It's that little bitty bugger right there, and it goes on the back of the tiger. So, the first thing I'm going to do is, with photo etch, I do CA a lot of you know, but it also depends on how much you use too. So with this brush, I just do a little bit of that. Then I can most times pick this thing up, and then just ever so carefully move it into place. So that photo etch helps. That adds detail. And so does the other ones, but I'm sorry guys, some of those are just so little that it's like, okay, I'm going to spend a few days just trying to get all the littles in there. And to me, it does really good with detail on their kits to begin with. I like this. I like the photo etch that I can, you know, I do like the little ones, but when you go to build, it's like, okay, when I look at a build, when I add photo etch or I do things like that, I want to look and see how much is it going to help, where's it going to help, and is it going to be hidden when another part goes over it. So that's kind of what I think about when I do photo etch. So, yeah. Alright guys, well I'm going to get back to completing pre-builds and that, so I can start looking at getting some primer down. And I'll come back and show you what they all look like, what I get all done for pre-builds before I start the spray. So, stay tuned. Alright guys, something I wanted to share with you, because I'm doing them right now. So when you go to build a kit, you follow the instructions, it's going to tell you, you know, you can put these little bit pieces on like that, and the lights and all that. But one thing I've learned during my building is if I try to do these little parts and put them on the kit like, you know, it says, I usually end up knocking them off or losing them completely because I knocked them off. So what I'm doing now, these are basically the headlights, and they do go on, but I'm not going to put them on yet. So what I've done is I've cut out the base pieces, the two base pieces, and I've already glued the light together. And what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to put it on this and then get it painted, do all that there, so I don't lose these parts, and when I go to do the final together, I can get these guys placed on there. Now the great thing with these is the base has there's only one way this can go in. Let's see if I can even get in there. Okay, sometimes these things take a little finesse, and then yes, okay. And when you get them in, you know, make sure they're lined up like you want. So now I'm going to do this one, and the same thing, just get the pieces in and make sure they're like they should be. Okay, and there we go. Sorry, camera's real close. So now I can set that aside. I'll set it aside into the box when it's done, but that is now done. And I have added, I did do these because it's pretty flat and I know they're there, so I can get a lot of the building and the painting done with that there. So, but then got the backs going on. I've got the little metal, and also when you do these hitches, these toe line thing, let me find something. You do this. Let me get it a little close. Sorry. You do this. You don't. I never glue these in because I want them to be able to move. So, do that if you'd like. So, also, I have cut out the tools and leaving them on the sprue, because that's going to be easier to paint them there than trying to take them off the sprue and trying to paint them. It's a mess. It's nice to be able just to put, you know, leave it on the sprue, get them all cleaned up, and go from there. So now I am going to keep working on getting some pre-building done. So as I get more done, I will be back and I will share that with you. So see you in a little bit. One other thing I wanted to show you and share with you, like I said, you can do whatever you want. Because I did an open hatch on the other Tiger, I'm going to have both of these closed. And even though I'm going to have both closed, you still got to put the periscope and the little parts in, because when you go to put the periscope in, it's, sorry, big fingers, it's going to stick up. Sorry about that, guys. Give me a second here. I'm trying to show you with my biggie fingers. It's going to stick up. And so you're going to want to make sure, because that's going to be a hole. Let me get this together, and then I'll come back and I'll share so you can actually see what it looks like. All right, be back. Okay. So I went ahead and put in the periscope in the handle, even though, and the other thing, I'm not going to paint the inside of this because I'm just sealing it up. But that's what I wanted to share with you, why you need to get that part, because you can see the periscope just starting to come up there. So, yeah, that's why you still got to do, but I'm not painting the inside of this because there's no rhyme or reason, because I'm not having it open. I'm having it closed, so yay, right? So I still got to put a couple more little pieces on, but I want to get this, go ahead and get this set in before I do that. So I can, then I can, I have a stable platform to work with. So, but, yeah, so that was another little tip I wanted to share with you. Even if you're closing, you're going to have to double check the parts to make sure you can keep away, or if you're going to have to go ahead and add them just to help get the detail on. But that was that. So I'm going to get back to getting these pre-builds done. Alright, well, got help of my granddaughter Melody here, but all the pre-construction, pre-building is now done. This is what's left of the parts that I still got to take care of, the tools, the tracks, all that, and the other tracks. But yeah, and then, oh, excuse me, here's all the parts I didn't have to use. So, a lot there, but yeah, I thought I'd share, guys. Went from all that to just this. And that's awesome. I love that. I love that. I love that. Sorry. Put you over there. Still got some things. Oh, sorry. Gotta get the rest of everything out because I forgot to do that. Okay, so there. There. Lots of little bitty pieces. Sorry. And then got you. Got the wheels all done up. Got the exhaust, the air filtration, got those, and the tracks, of course. So yeah, not too shabby. So now, as everything gets dry, and I'm gonna let it sit for a few hours, make sure everything's got a good chance to cure and dry. Then it's going to do the first round of primer, and then look what seam lines I need to take care of. So, yay! Not bad for a day and a half getting the pre-building done and getting all that squared away. So, yay! So, everything is dry now. Just wait for it to get dry and get the primer in. So, I will let it do that. Want to wait by? Wait by. I know. Here, let me zoom out real quick. Can you say hi, Melody? Want to say hi? Help Papa at the studio? Yeah. There you go. Alright guys, I'll be back. Okay, so I've been asked this last week, since I posted the Battlestar Galactica from Sci-Fi I already did. Got a lot of questions on the stencils and how I do the texture and all that, and then the paints and stuff. So I thought this would be a good place to end this week and show you what I did for the Galactica on something else. And so first, this is the back of the Razor Crest. I printed it again because this was way too warped. So I think it's going to be a good subject to show. Okay? And so first, I do a lot of masks, different places, but I use Aztec dummy masks a lot. I tell you a lot, especially this one. This is the 8028. It's the generic plating detail mask. So you can create plating, generic detail, and it's great. I love it. And you guys go to calltbman.com and just take a look at what Aztec Dummy does. And now like I said, there's a lot of other places that do great masks too, but for a lot of the things I do, I really like what he's designed. So first things first, take it out here. and kind of show you. So anytime you get these, he does these awesome sheets, big, small, and you'll see that when I do another starship. And yes, that's a hint. After I get the tiger diorama done, and even if I get another client build, I'm still going to do another starship joke. But this is his template and for this, so you get a good eye, and he really goes in and explains a lot. And then he gives examples. So like you see, this is the Galactica. Yep. And then here, this is the Excelsior. I mean, these can be used anywhere. I mean, really anywhere. And it's great. So when you do order this one, you get a sheet like this. And it's yellow vinyl. Very awesome. Very good. I like it. I have no real big complaints with it. So there's that. So the first thing that I do, and he even tells you, is I'm going to cut these into their sections. Okay? Sorry, guys. And it's easier to unmask, or pull the masks apart, the stencil parts. Yeah. So, okay. So these two sheets are the same. So I'm not going to be needing that, and these two sheets right here are also almost all the same. This one's a little bigger. So let me see if I can get this in here, get that focused. So first things first, and even if you watch his videos, because he has a great channel, Aztec Dummy. Check it out if you haven't yet. But when he starts really showing about these, he did a bunch of things. Get rid of the outside, and that's basically that's the excess vinyl around, because he had he made the sheet. But let's see here. Okay, come on now. Okay, there we go. And you can save that. Yeah, whatever, whatever you're comfortable with. You want to? I've saved some because I use it I use the leftovers on the sheet to make more masks, because sometimes I do models that they make masks, but they do some masks, but they don't do a lot of what needs to be. And I make windows and stuff like that to help with the window and all that. So these are now there. So one of the first things I usually do is I'm going to decide whether or not I want to keep some of the stencils. And I'm sorry, I'm just trying to look for something I can put these on. I'm trying to remember. I know I've got stuff here. Oh, sorry, guys. Alright, here we go. Sorry. I'm coming back, I promise. Just have to hide things. So yes, I even have my own vinyl, because I do a lot of things. I got for Christmas, my in-laws gave me a Cricut cutter design, so I can make masks and do things like that. But for this purpose, I'm just saving them, because I'm going to also show you what else you can do with these. Now, on some of his, you might be able to. Sometimes you can. A lot of times you can't. Try to pick them off. You can usually roll the whole sheet, but if you can't, take a good X-Acto blade, and sometimes they come off really easy, and then other times they're just like, what the heck? Okay. So, just like so, and do however what makes you feel best working it, but like I said, sometimes I'm able to get these off really easy, and sometimes I'm just not. Sometimes it's just crazy. But they should come off really nice and easy. Just take your time and go like that. Now I'm not going to make you sit here and watch me do all this. So just going to finish that. Oh, and sometimes they, like I said, they like to jump. Okay, there we go. All right, let me get these taken care of, and I will come back and show you what they all look like, and then we'll get started on painting. So give me about 10 minutes. All right, guys, sorry about that. It took a little longer than 10 minutes, but I did one of the bigger sheets and then the bigger details, and then I did the long, small one. And then that's what you got left, if you decide to use it or not. And I'll explain that. So, like I said, I have the Razor Crest. Let me get you. There we go. I have the print, the mess up of the Razor Crest I did. So, I'm going to do one side all metallics, and then one side different, I'm going to go with Tamiya black, Tamiya white, sky gray, and neutral gray for the other side. I just want to show you the difference. And with this, I mean, it doesn't, you can mix metallics and not like I did on the Galactica. So maybe that's what I'll do instead. Get the flat black out of here because I like the metallics. A lot of the starships I do, I've just gotten into the metallic paints, and I love being able to use them on almost everything I can, like aircraft and more Star Wars stuff, things like that. And they're great. And then on like the Galactica, I did a mixture. I did metallics and Tamiya flats to help give it that overall look. So I'm going to stop talking now. So one of the first things, excuse me, sorry, you're going to want to do is with these here, he's very, very explicit. Either 12:6 or 3:9. Don't try to go like this. It's just really going to mess it up. I mean, just going to make it look all wonky. So here is a couple of the things. So I'm going to do a little bit of both on these just to help show you. So you can use the mask like I do, or you can even do this with the parts you got, the templates you picked out. Come on, get off. Maybe. Sorry, guys. Sometimes these things just... There we go. Okay. So, you got a template like this. Or, this is what... this is actually the positive of this. And these are the negatives. Okay, so when you hear me do that, positive and negative. So you can take the positives and you can put them, if you want, like I said, anywhere you want, you can put them however, if you want. And what this is on the ship, or what you're doing, what this is going to do is, with these positives being down, it's going to give a really sharp detail contrast. Okay? It's just going to make it more sharp than going through the vinyl mask, or the negative like I'm going to do. I'm going to show you guys. Sorry, I'm just trying to talk and get some of these on there just to give examples. Okay. So there are those, and I'll go ahead and do a couple on the other side. Okay. Put you there. Let's see. Let's get a weird. Yeah. Okay. Let's try you. Should have put this on my transfer tape paper because it would have come off a lot easier than this sometimes does. Okay, one more and then let's get started here. Maybe. Come on. There you go. Okay. Okay, so that's going to give me some really sharp detail like that. Sorry. And now I'm going to kind of zoom back in. And, okay, I'm going to show you two ways. So the first part I'm going to do, I'm going to do the Tamiya flat black. Now what I'm trying to do is create varying shapes into the metal, because the one thing I agree on is no starship, no battleship, no large scale ship like the Enterprise, the Galactica, the Enterprise, the NX Enterprise, and all those ships. There's so much detail, because they're not going to make out. They're not going to make. Let's just say this. You know, this is a hull section. They're not going to make it all one solid piece. So as you can see, there's different pieces. But sometimes it gets lost in those big, because you do those big masks. So I love doing this when I do the mask for, like, you can go back in the videos and look at what I did for the Refit Enterprise, what I did for the NX-01, all those, and you'll see those masks. When I got those off and done, you know, everything go, I went back with these details, and it helps. It helps just give more character. So yes, Mr. Compressor is going. Okay, on my compressor, I usually have my air about 20 pounds. And I'm going to show you, because the way you can paint is up close, back far, or, you know, whatever you need to. So let's get some of this in here, like so. Sorry. I'm going to have to get some more black. Yeah, I'm going to have to get me some more Tamiya flat black. Darn it. Okay. Then I'm just going to thin it down a bit. My handy dandy paper towel. You know, just me. Sorry. So, I thinned it down, and now I'm, you know, making sure it's mixed, and then I always test to make sure. Okay. So, what I am going to do is I'm gonna zoom out a little bit so maybe you can see a little better. Okay, so now I'm going to take this mask off, and there's two ways you can do this. A lot of times I use both sides, and when you guys pull these off, be gentle, or be careful. As you're pulling these negative pieces off, that you don't pull so hard that, oh, it's got stuck, and it didn't, as you can see, and it tore one of those details. Yeah, there we go. Okay, now here we go. Come on now. There we go. All right, done. Off. And the other thing I do is I go through and I'll start just doing this. What this is going to do is help take the adhesive down on it a little better, and that. I don't know who you are, so. All right, so now with this, as I'm gonna start here. And like you can see, I'm at the almost 10 and 12 position. And as you can see, I'm not putting it tight, I'm just kind of tacking down. Okay, that's there. All right. Probably should help if I do. Okay, there we go. All right, so now all I'm going to do is I can go light, or I can go dark, or, you know, and all I'm doing is I'm just starting to give that subtle. And as you can see, I keep my airbrush kind of away unless I want to really get in and get some detail in there. Okay, so that's there. Okay, and then just pick it up, and you can see that's the start of that. And now I will continue it like this. I'm going to do down here, and again the same thing is I'm not going to go overboard or crazy. I'm going to give some detail and then just maybe a hint, you know, and okay, so there we go, there's that. Okay, awesome. Now let this dry, and I'm going to switch over to the metallic. So I'm going to pause the camera, clean the airbrush, get back to the metallic, and I'll show you the same. So give me 2 minutes. Okay, just did a real quick cleaning because I'm putting black in, black metallic, so I just ran water through my airbrush and got that clean. Alright, so the one I'll be using is a Vallejo metallic Model Air Black, and it's really nice. It's really cool. Again, make sure you shake this up. And the other thing I want to tell you guys is with the Vallejos, especially these, you don't need to put a whole lot of paint like that. I mean, that's all I'm going to do. But I'm still going to thin it, yes. But now I got to find where I put... Oh, there you are. Okay. And yes, I have a habit. If I use Vallejo, I use Vallejo thinner, and if I use T.B.I, I use T.B.I thinner. I don't know, just something about me. All right. So again, now I'm going to make sure it's getting good and mixed. Okay. And again, I'm going to go with this one on this side just to help give you that little bit of differential. Again, just take it off, easy, slow and steady, and again, do a little bit of that tack, you know, get that tackiness down, that stickiness, and here we go. So, because I know this one's smaller, I'm also going to be very, watch how very my overspray. So, and again, I'm not going hard air pressure, or, as you can hear, I kind of have my brush at, you can hear, and as you can see, that's just light air pressure, not very much going on. And that's because I was also being far from it. And then, but if I want more detail, then I go, and I might spray a little bit harder, and a little bit more away. So you can see that. And same thing, just, this was really cool about these, is you can just do that. And like I said, sometimes I'll go heavy, sometimes I won't, and a lot of times I can just pick this up and I'll hold it like this just to help give it, as you can see, I'm adding a little bit more detail. And again, I like trying to hold these as much as I can. Sometimes I can, and sometimes it's better to keep that adhesive, because sometimes when I'm holding it, well, I'm not trying to, I'll move it up and down, and yeah, it gets really crazy. So, okay. Yeah, maybe a little bit more detail right there. You know, if you see a little light spot, hey, what the heck? Go back in and give it a little bit of love, just like so. And I'll put that back on there. And so, voila! T.B.I flat black, Vallejo metallic black. Let me show that with you. And why don't I do this real quick, so maybe you can actually see what's going on. There we go. Okay, I'm going to leave that right there. Stay there. Okay, so now I'm going to clean the airbrush again and get ready to do another one. And the great thing is, with the way doing this, because the airbrush and, you know, very great misting and lighting content, it doesn't take very long for this to dry. Now, you do a bigger whole area, like if this is all one color, then yeah, it's going to take a while to dry. But just doing this, no, it doesn't take very long. Also, another rule of thumb I kind of try to use is I want to have at least, I go with the base color, which I'm going on, and then the black, either flat black or the other one. And then I try, because I have my blending coat. I got steel and, let's see what else I have. Steel, medium gray, brass. Sorry guys, I'm kind of looking here. Gold. Ooh. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna try that. Okay, I usually try to go 3 colors. You know, you can go as many colors or as least as you want. But when I do the detail texturing like what I'm doing, I usually try to use 3 colors. So black already down, and then I'm going to go with white, and I'm gonna use this on both sides. White's a great. It highlights things. It helps sharpen up detail. And then for the and then I'm gonna go neutral gray, and then I'm going to do a blending coat of sky gray with all that. For the metallic side, I'm going to use steel and gold, and then I'm going to blend it all together with gunmetal. That's my plan and idea. So let me get the airbrush cleaned out again, and I'll be right back. Okay, white's in and ready to go. So now at this point, you can, with this sheet, if you see this, it's like, okay, I need to make it a little busier, and what I mean by busier is you can see those gaps in there, and that's fine. You can go to, you know, the smaller one, but I would stick with what you started, the first one you started with, and what I do is, because I went 12 to 6, I'm going to go 3 to 9, okay? And that'll help break it up and do all that. And again, make sure, you know, so there, it's not wanting to lay straight, you bugger. Okay, there we go. All right, and I'm not pushing down hard. I'm just giving a little tack, but again, now at this point because white is so easy to notice, sometimes I'll go a little heavy, just like I do everything else. I'll go heavy or I'll go light, and then when I take this off, I kind of look at it and go, okay, yeah, there's somewhat there. So I didn't get close enough. And what I mean by close enough is, because with white, sometimes you got to be really close, just like so. But as you can see, I'm just kind of going crazy, basically. And there, now we got a little bit. Oh, get in camera here. Sorry about that, guys. Now you can start to see that. You're starting to see that white. And then if I have to overlap the mat, or if I have to do it like this, then I want to make sure that I'm overlapped on some of the area I just painted. And what this will help do is it'll help blend that a little bit more in, and then dig it in. So also another technique I like doing is I like doing little circles with my airbrush. Show you here. See if I can get it on. Oh, maybe. Let me try this. I'll do little circles and just kind of do that, and just have a little fun with it. And there you go. Oh, sorry, camera. So now you're starting to see that little lighter texture in there. That's really good. All right, so again, now I'm holding this up more so I can make sure I'm getting what I want there. So, okay, put you there and let you rest. And while you're using these guys, if they start to stretch, just if you put them back onto the paper, then they'll relax and come back to shape. So there's that one. Now again, the same thing I'm going to do is, because I went 12 to 6, I'm going to go ahead and go 3 to 9. And again, I just do a little circles, and sometimes I might get a little close and then a little far away. because the closer you can see, it gives a little bit more of a sharper. If I get it up there, sorry guys. You can see the closer I get, it gets a little sharper, which is really, really neat. And then the further away, it's kind of light, and sometimes it'll be so light I'm going, okay, didn't I just spray that? So I'll hit it again just to make sure. Okay, there we go. And now I'm going to keep doing it this way. Okay. And then the fun of just watching the paint. And again, just depends on your pressure and how close you are. Like I said, when I do this, I usually have my brush, my knob, you know, when I pull the trigger, it's about half, a little bit. I don't want to overpower, but I don't want to, you know, also overpower and just get paint running everywhere. So also, other times, I turn this over, and the reason I turned it over is now that I've run 2 of those patterns, I turned it 180 degrees, and now it's going to give another, just a little bit more detail, just different detail, like so. And go here. Now onto the sides. And when you do, if you have to do sides, try to, like I said, just try to stay 6 to 3 or 12, whatever. Because a lot of habit is trying to make it follow the angles and the lines, and you really don't want to do that. So, okay. And I went a little bit heavier, as you can see, on some of them. So now I got one more here to do, as long as it stays straight. Okay. Okay. And there we go. So now I have the white on, which it's awesome. Okay. So now I'm going to clean the brush again. And I am going to get the brush clean, and then I'm going to I'm going to do the 2 next colors, or I'm going to try to do all one side with the colors I've chosen before I do the blend and get all that detail put in there, and I'll still have that on camera, and then I'm going to do this side. And then that way it's not going, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, I got it, So let me get the airbrush cleaned, and I'll be back and we'll start again. Okay, I've got the final color for this side, which is my T.B.I XF53 Natural Gray, and that's going to be the final color before and then the blend. And the gray, shapes are starting to change. You can always make sure to, so now, you can I'm going to turn it over different to get a little bit of different texture. And when I do that, when I need to start turning the mask over, I will go and I will tape up a part of it so that I can. And now I'll zoom back out so I can get that in there. Yeah, I'll just want to get a part of it taped. Well, I'm going to tape one edge of it, not a part of it. So, I'll take like my blue, painter's tape, and I want to make sure I'm not covering up any of the detail with the tape. That way, it's not there. And now, I will not do that. I guess it stuck a little too good. Alright, come on now. Let's try to do this, because everybody's watching. Okay, there we go. Alright. So like I said, I'll tape up the side, and then that way I can actually change how I do it time to time. What I mean by that is, like, I might go this way one time and I might go this way, and you know that. So let's get this next detail on and go from there. Okay, so like as you can see, what I'm doing is now I'm just changing it up a bit, and either, you know, heavy or dark. I'm just trying to get this more detail, more texture to it, and I like the texture. I like the term texture because that's what we're doing, is adding texture. Okay, and then over here, and this cut I might go a little heavier at some stages because I want it to be a little bit more detailed than it is, but, and then I gotta get you. Sometimes I can see if I miss it or not. And okay, that one is now, that side is now finished for what I'm doing for the texture paint. Now I'm just gotta blend everything, and we'll get to that after I get the other side done. So I'm gonna get this clean, and I'll come back and get started on this side. Okay, so now to get the metallic Morse done, and what I'm going to do is, because I use such small ones on this side to start with, I'm going to take the big one and use it to help. And then what I'm doing right here, this is the steel, and it's very, very kind of light when it's looking at when you put it onto the ship. Let's see if I can share that with you. You can see it. It's subtle, which is good. That's what you want, is subtle. And some detail, some not. And I can go in and, you know, like I said, the closer I get, the more, or the harder I spray, and the closer I get, the more detail I can get on to what's going on. But I'm not going crazy overboard with it either. I'm just adding a few here and there, and okay. Oh, forgot down here. Okay, now the steel's done. So clean the airbrush, and like I said, it doesn't take a whole lot of time, does it? And then there you can see that. So the steel's done. So now I'm gonna get my last get the brush clean and get my last color in before the base. So I will return. Okay, getting good. Start the last color, and forgot to share. So this was the Vallejo metallic air steel I used, and now I'm going to put a little gold on here. And I've never done it, but the reason I'm doing it is I want to be able to. You can see that extra level of detail this helps do on your kit. So already mixed, and a little spray here. Again, I'm gonna actually, you know what? I'm gonna go. I did the bigger one for the steel, so I'm gonna go back to the smaller one right now, and I'll do the gold with that, just to break up and get a little bit more texture. Now, because this is gold, I am not going to go that close to the model. And give me a second here, guys. I think I thinned it out too much. It's kind of really watery, or not too watery, but sometimes I can I'll sometimes thin the paint down too much, and yeah, it gets wonky. So, all right. Let's do you on there real quick. There we go. Okay. And then this issue. There we go. And then, like I said, with the gold, I want to get a little in there, but I don't want it to be overwhelming because gold is such a prominent detail color. You know, prominent color. And I don't mind if some spots are a little heavy, but I don't want it over heavy. I don't want it taking basically I don't want the gold. I want it to help enhance it, but I don't want it to overpower it. If you know what I'm saying. Sorry guys. And like I said, I'm just holding this and just getting a little spray through. And then the great thing about withholding is I can move it up or down and add a little, you know, if some area looks a little light, I can change that up. But okay. All right, share that with you guys. You can see that gold texture. Let me see if I can get up there a little bit. All right, well, I'm going to clean the brush, and then I got to let this sit for about 10-15 minutes to get decently dry, if not all the way dry. Like I said, airbrush dries very quick unless it's very heavy, one thing. But let me get the airbrush cleaned and let this dry for a bit, and then I'll be back and we'll start doing the blending coat. All right, see you in a little bit. All right, that's about long enough. Got to go take care of Gabriella's business that's been outside for a couple of days, and got the base primered now. So before I go into the blending coat, you remember the hard masks, the hard shapes I put on the kit? I'm going to remove those. And when you go to whether it be the big masks or that, always have a be gentle when taking these off. Use, you know, the X-Acto blade and just very lightly go in and pick them up, because you can, if you try to get too aggressive, you can scratch the crap out of your paint, and you don't want to do that after all that you just did, because trust me, I have before, and it blows. But all right, let's get these off. So, come on now. Okay, there we go. Alright, there's that one, and then here's the last one. Maybe. Okay. Last one. Now, I'm hoping you can see where those shapes were that we left in the original whole color. And I'm sorry it's so close, but alright. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start doing the blending coat. And let me see here a second. I don't want to get overspray now onto the other side. So I'm going to make sure I have this side protected so I don't get anything on it. And I'm probably going to have to zoom out. There we go. So we can see this. Alright. Great. Maybe I can zoom back in now a little bit. Okay. So when you're doing a blending coat, it's exactly what it is, blend. The thing is, you see all this contrast going on right now. But this blending coat's what's going to get rid of it. And just start going. And sometimes it depends how many passes it's going to take. But a lot of time I don't get close. As you can see, I'm getting paint down, but I'm staying far away so I don't get hard, you know, overspray onto it. And sometimes you have to get a little closer, but this is what the great thing about this point is at this point I'll do an initial, and then I'll give it a second to set, and then I'll go back and do another pass. When I'm doing the blending, you can probably come in now. What I'm trying to get rid of is the sharp contrast. I'm not trying to get rid of all the shapes at all. I want that detail in there, but I want to get rid of those hard lines. So that's blending. And sometimes I might have to get a little closer than I want to, but I can still see what needs to be seen. And then, yeah, sometimes you'll get that happening. Make sure you have a Q-tip kind of by hand. And what that is just there's just some over on the needle. And again, I'm not wanting to get completely rid of the shapes. I just want to get them subtle. And the lines more subtle. So I can still see the detail that I was trying to add, but not get rid of all. You know what I'm saying? And then I can kind of go look now, and I can see where I might need to do just a bit, add a bit more blending paint overall. Okay, I'm gonna let that sit for a second, and I'm gonna see what I think of it. And actually, already I can tell that's gonna be great. So, right there, that's blended. And I mean, sometimes I'll let it completely dry all the way so I can definitely tell, but right now I'm liking that because you can still see some of the detail, but not glaringly detailed. You know what I'm saying? And then there is the side. Okay, well, let me get the sky gray cleaned out of the airbrush and get on to the next side. Okay, got the gunmetal loaded and going to do the last side now. And again, just the same as I did on this side. Just, you know, blend. Just be easy. And sometimes with metallic paints, I'll even go even further away to do the blending pass. Because metallics are amazing. I mean, I really do like them, but sometimes they can really overpower in just a moment, you know. But again, I'll do a pass like that. Sorry, airbrush. And as you can see, it's starting to blend a little better now, and you're still getting some of that high definition of shapes. And yes, again, I'm just, you know, trying to put that there. You still get that definition, but you're not getting that sharp contrast. Get a good look at it. Okay, yeah. And that's blended good too. And I mean, I'm sorry about the glare because of the metalizer, but you can still see the detail, but it's not overbearing now. It's just subtle. And that's the best way I can say it. Subtle. Alright, maybe you can see even better here. Let me see if I can get my hand. Well, maybe. Right, a little shade. There we go. But you can see it's still in there, and it's just subtle. It's not overbearing, and it's not overnight too much. And if you're going, oh my god, it's lost, it's lost. Okay, understand. There's a reason why it looks like this to blend. Okay, once you're happy with the blending, let it dry. And I'm gonna let this dry for about 45 minutes. Because the next I show you is going to help bring that back out. Alright, so I'm going to get things cleaned up, airbrush cleaned up, and things ready to go, and then I'll come back for the final step. Alright guys, see you in a little bit. Alright, the last step I did, and I wasn't going to take the camera over, I put a clear coat to protect the paint. Always, you know, clear coat. But what you saw with the blending before I did the clear coat, it's like, oh, you start to lose a lot of things. And then after the clear coat, you see that starting to come back out. Let's see if I can get that up there for you. You see that? Now we'll go over here. And yeah, there we go. There, tilt it and see. And tilt it. And you can see that. That clear coat really helps bring it back out. And guys, that's how I do, this is my take on how I do my detail texture painting to get more life. And I hope this helps you guys. And like I said, any questions, put in the comments or email me at bucktmore@gmail.com, and I'll answer them for you. Yeah, so yay. Okay, guys, get things set around because it's getting about that time to start shutting down for the day and get the video put together. So I'll be right back. Okay, guys, well, this is where I'm going to end it for this week. As you know, I'll probably keep going working tomorrow, but the weather's supposed to be nice, so maybe more yard work. We'll see. So I got the first tiger tank. I wanted to set beside, but and then the early model tiger tank, so you can see where that's going to help start absorbing a lot of that empty space. Did the Sculpt-A-Mold base to create that concrete, and I shared that with you guys. And then to help, you know, the new idea coming into Fridays is ask me something you'd like me to show you if I can, or you know. So I had a lot of questions about doing the detail texture painting that I did on the Galactica, so did that. Yay. So with that, guys, have a fun, happy, and safe weekend. Have a fun, happy, safe week next week, and I'll see you back here on the bench.